You know that song by Korn that's like, all the girls at the party, look at that party, shaking that thing, everybody get deep. Like, they're getting mad that I said that about a hypothetical person.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Same.
Which is so
And
bananas.
what I'm saying about a hypothetical person is everything I wouldn't say because I know it's too bad to say. I would never say any of that stuff.
That's the whole point of the clip.
That's the point.
Men are getting so angry about nothing. It's so funny.
Yeah. They're getting angry about how much we do to protect their feelings in the real world.
Yeah. They're
Just
like,
because they're finding out we protect their feelings.
because
And they're saying, we're not pussies. We can hear that. But you're being a bitch.
Yeah. I know.
So which one is it?
I know, yeah. Do you want me to
say
protect your
this
feelings
stuff
or not?
Yeah.
And also, I'm also protecting their feelings because I'm afraid that they're going to like lash out at me.
Totally. Murder. That came up in the comments.
Murder.
From the ladies.
I said it. I also said it.
You said it, and then Corinne Fisher said it, and I was like,
She's like, yeah, also I understand, yeah. Corinne Fisher, Corinne Fisher commented on one of our clips. And you know what I did?
I was like, why is she watching this?
I know, yeah. You know what happened? When you were texting, like, oh, Corinne Fisher commented on the clips, and then you said, like, she should have us on the pod so we can talk about it in detail.
In nuance.
Yeah. And I can barely read. So I read that as she asked us to come on the pod.
Oh, yeah. I remember your response was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
And then I texted Dave immediately being like, bro. And then immediately being like, oh, wait, never mind. I can't read. It was a true roller coaster of emotions.
Oh, that's so funny.
It was so bananas.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
And then I had to be like, oh, wait, never mind. I just read it wrong. It was so embarrassing.
That reminds me, I was going back to my apartment with the dude I've been seeing, and we got in the elevator, and there was like a piece of paper, like a sign that said lead investigation going on. And it was confusing. Like, the text didn't say much.
Yeah.
And we were both like, lead investigation.
Yeah.
And it's like,
lead.
Yeah. Well, for a while, we were like, what's the investigation?
I know.
And the text didn't say anything. And it was like, home something order 131. So look that up. That wasn't the real number. So I was like, I'm going to look into that. I wonder what this is. And then I was like, it's probably like pipes and shit. I didn't even, I got so close to being like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And then like 2 days later, I saw the sign. I'm like, obviously it's lead. And then I was like, did the guy I was with know what it was? And he was doing a bit.
And he was
and
like,
then I didn't figure it out.
I know. Or he was like afraid to like hurt your feelings and be like, sweetie, it's lead.
Yeah. Instead, he let me go like, I don't know, something.
And he's like, huh, yeah, I wonder what it is. So funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns. I said that like real softly.
Yeah.
Like I'm babysitting? That's not what I would be like.
You are babysitting me today.
You can't imagine me babysitting, huh?
No, I can't imagine you around children at all.
Only the ones related to me like me.
Yeah. No, totally.
My nephew.
Can you believe that I used to teach Sunday school?
Well, you were young when you taught it though, right? Like 13?
I was probably like 15.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I know.
And you were all gothed out at that time.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Worthless Clowns.
All right. A podcast about how stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell. Bertonis Cardwell on Instagram.
I'm Ali O'Neill. You can follow me at It's Ali O'Neill on Instagram, and also follow the podcast page on Instagram, Worthless Clowns, and then also subscribe to our YouTube. I'm tired.
She's tired.
I'm so tired.
Also, as I just spoke, I was like, is my mouth moving weird?
Yeah, that was
getting
about
in my
you.
head.
Dude, all these trolls, they're really getting to us.
They're getting to us.
Also, the other
they kept
funny
being
thing,
like, we got 2 3s here trying to talk shit about a guy.
Also, 6 is not bad.
6 is pretty good.
In total,
especially
for
in New
us.
York.
Yeah.
Oh, in total, yeah. 6 in total is still good.
Yeah.
Because we're always together, so then it is a 6.
Yeah. If we hung out all the time, we'd be a 6, which we do.
We're good.
But yeah, we should explain.
I should put you in all my dating profile pictures.
Yeah, we should just, oh my God, all of our dating profile pictures is just the two of us, and they have to be like.
Or it's our faces morphed together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what we would look like if we had a baby.
Mm.
Or what the baby would look like. It would probably have like big lips, red hair, and then go to jail.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A lot of my dad's side is
in jail.
Has had problems.
Yeah.
That have led or could lead to jail time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, totally. And everybody in my family is an alcoholic maniac who dies at 60.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah. You're like a little excited about that.
Yeah. Well, we went to Cleveland.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We went to Cleveland with Eitan Levine, former stupid guest.
Should check out his app. It was fun.
Oh, it was mad fun. Can you feel the back of my knee?
No, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing it again on the podcast.
Whoa.
I don't want it to be a bingo card because then we got to do it again.
Oh my God. Brittany's setting up boundaries with me. Yeah. What the fuck?
Hey, first boundary with Ali.
Whoa. What
and it's public because I knew she would lash out if I did it in private. I had to wait till Maxim was behind the curtain.
So you felt safe?
Yeah.
My God.
But Cleveland was fun. I'm wearing a snake ring I bought in Cleveland. It's a snake with a diamond on its head, not a real diamond.
First of all, there is nothing in this goddamn city.
Oh, there was nothing to do.
There is nothing in Cleveland.
We almost went into a candy store twice because there was that little to do.
Yeah.
Like, that was probably the most exciting thing.
We spent maybe half an hour in Claire's accessories.
Yeah.
And you got that snake ring. Also, you got toe rings.
I got a snake ring. I got a snake anklet. You got an anklet. We both got toe rings. I broke mine immediately and Ali yelled, "See? Lashing out."
Yeah.
Patterns.
No, I am terrifying. You should be afraid of me.
Yeah. Yeah, we spent forever in Claire's. I used to do that all the time as a child. I miss it.
Yeah, I remember, and this is still true today, but as a child, I really liked a lot of very small things.
What jewelry or anything?
Anything. So it's like
I like small things.
A lot of tchotchkes, or if there's beads.
I
love looking at it. Tchotchkes are just little useless things. Like these are tchotchkes.
Yeah. I love that stuff too. I used to collect stuff like that. It wasn't a real collection. I just liked having little objects.
Yeah. I don't know. Remember Polly Pocket?
Yeah, I was about to mention them.
Do you remember the original Polly Pocket when they were this big?
Whoa. No, I didn't know they were that big.
Because there were ones that were this big, right? And then all their clothes were jelly.
Oh. I had one Polly Pocket. I don't think I knew it in detail.
But the Polly Pockets from like the 80s, they were literally this big. And they would come in like a house. Mm-hmm. And then like I remember Linda's older...
Wait, you're saying the person was this big?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you meant the whole thing.
No.
And I didn't understand... how that would be fun. Your hands would be cramping up from trying to hold even smaller people. That's what I kept thinking the whole time. I was like, They had
to make them bigger because of childhood arthritis.
Yeah.
That's what had to happen.
Wait, so what about the big ones?
But I remember Linda's like daughters who were like older than me. They had old Polly Pockets and they had this one. Oh my God, dude, it was so cool. It was like a house and it had a pool in it. And the Polly Pocket had a magnetic bottom.
Ooh.
And there was like a magnet.
Placement.
There was a magnet in the floor of it. And you would attach her to the magnet and then you would drive her
move
around.
Her around. Why didn't they do that for future?
I have no idea, but it was the coolest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. And I remember being obsessed with it. And I'd be like, can I come over and play Polly Pockets? And like all of her kids were like, Allie's over
hours
again.
Just moving a magnet around.
Literally that. And my mom was like, yeah, get out of the fucking house. Oh my God, it was so crazy.
Ugh, that's awesome.
It was so bananas.
Do you remember High Stepper?
No.
This is like one of the first, one of the first ones I knew of. Like horse. Obviously, it's a horse toy.
Yep. Ooh, a little.
That was a soundboard.
That was a sound. That was a soundboard.
Listen to the pod or watch the pod on YouTube. Find out if it was a soundboard or not.
Yeah, and then smash that subscribe button.
Oh, God. I thought about this the other day. We should ask people to like stuff.
Yeah, can you like and comment and subscribe to our fucking YouTube channel?
Can you like?
Don't do it like that.
Sometimes I get on stage. Actually, I don't do this anymore, but I have done this in the past when I was working with more people who would introduce me as the lady comic,
yeah.
And I would get on stage and I would be like, hey, thank you, I'm the lady. And I would like do this. like loser.
Did people laugh at
I
it?
think so. I don't know.
That's so funny.
I don't really remember.
You're like, I'm the lady. It's funny to just say it, and it's funny to associate that gesture with that.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Did I say there was an L shape on my head when I did that? I don't know if I said
No,
it
yeah,
just
you're
now.
doing the L with your hand
like the loser sign.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember when people
Yeah.
would be like, whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Remember
I
that?
love that. Anyway, High Stepper was the
Oh,
first
yes.
like electronic horse.
Whoa.
Its legs, it was like jointed and stuff, and they would like it could like trot around sort of
How big
and
was
walk. Like a foot by a foot and a half. I sound like my dad. 2x4.
Steel washer 2x4.
Yeah. But
China's coming over the mountains.
Yeah. It did not work at all. Like it would work for the first 10 steps
Of
and then it
course.
would fall over every time.
Oh man.
And it walked like someone who read a book about, like a horse that read a book about walking. And they're thinking too hard about the motion of their legs and their
like a horse
hooves.
that read a book about walking.
Title.
I know. I was thinking that. I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you said it.
That's the title of the episode.
A horse that read a book about walking. That's so funny.
It walked like, you know when people put shoes on their dogs?
Oh, yeah. And
You
then
know
they're
what
like,
I'm
ugh. They're trying to like step out of the shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like exaggerate every motion.
Yeah.
That's how it walked.
That's so
And then it would
funny.
just fall over.
Maybe that's the whole point of the toy was that they were like, if they have to keep picking it up, it will keep the kid entertained.
True.
It walking alone is like pretty cool for the first 10 minutes. But if they're like, am I doing something wrong?
Yeah.
I have to fix this horse.
True. Yeah.
That's why all of us have
It's
relationship
like a bad
problems
relationship.
now.
Yeah. Because you can't stop thinking about why it's not working.
Yeah,
Even
and
though
you're
it
like-
seems like it should work.
You're like, this horse is defective.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
This
but
horse
you're like,
was
am
good
I...
in the beginning.
Yeah, I know. Well, I want to go back to that horse.
Yeah.
The fuck? Oh, God.
Man, why did I never like... I think you could have walked it on a leash. Some kids would have liked that. But I don't think any kid would do that because it's a horse. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Do you remember those things that they would sell at theme parks where it was like a dog leash, but the dog was invisible? So it was like...
Oh, right. So only the like harness.
It was like the collar, and then it was like a stiff wire thing,
Yeah,
and people
yeah.
would walk around with them, and that was the whole thing you did.
Yeah. That's funny.
And it's like, I got
And then
an
you
invisible
nod to
dog.
the other people who have the fake dog.
Yeah, I know. You're like... And then you go over and you're like, oh, yeah, he wants to say hi. Dude, how funny would that be? How fucking funny would that be? And being like, dude, oh
Control
my God.
your dog.
This should be
We should do
be
this
a
as a
sketch,
sketch.
where you bring around the invisible dog and then you go over to people with who have real dogs and be like, oh, sorry, he wants to. Whoa. Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry. He's had a crazy day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're like, there's a cat that you're running after with your invisible dog leash. Oh my God. You like go to pick up poop.
And you trip over.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then it's like running away and you're like, Fido, get back here. Have you seen my dog? And then you hang up posters of lost dog and then it's just
Solution.
nothing. Oh my God.
Oh, it's so good.
Yep, we wrote a sketch.
Yeah, we should do that. We really should get into sketches.
Yeah, I know. That'd be so funny.
Anyway, Cleveland. There was a lot more to
Cleveland.
it. Well, I was going to say there's a lot more to it than Claire's and the Rings, but there really wasn't much more.
The show was fun.
The show was really fun. We did Secret Society.
That was really fun.
I did a couple other shows that were fine, but not nearly as fun.
Yeah. All the it hailed real hard.
Yeah. We
It
should
hailed
post a video of
so
that.
hard.
Mm.
And Eitan was like opening the window and then taking a video with his phone, and then he opened the window, which was really hard to open. Then he was like, "Hail! Hail!" Like just screaming. And then we also, all three of us are taking videos of the hail at that time, so we have multiple vantage points
Yeah.
of Eitan doing
we were
this thing.
all excited and treating it like it was a surprise parade going by.
Yeah, I know.
It was like this is so high energy.
And also, we were so sick of this goddamn city. Like, there's
Yeah.
literally nothing around.
I'm a little tired of Cleveland.
I feel like all we did while we were there was go to that Starbucks.
Yes, we went to Starbucks like 10 times.
Yeah.
Went to the candy store. That was memorable.
Candy store was good. I ate so many goddamn Pez.
I bought Neckos, which were just like stale, barely tasteful sweethearts.
Yeah.
But I love
Yeah.
them.
I love them
I ate
too.
them so much as a kid.
I know. I loved them as a
Yeah.
kid. I don't like the chocolate ones.
No, me either. And then nothing else happened in Cleveland.
Literally nothing happened in Cleveland.
I don't know why we're even talking about it.
I know. We were like, we should talk about Cleveland. Guess what? Nothing happened. This is so... Dude, Cleveland can suck eggs. Cleveland can suck my entire eggs. I hate that goddamn city. There's nothing to do there. We would walk in... We'd go down to, like, the downtown area and, like, be like, oh, let's go into shops. Yeah. And there would be one shop, and the shop was full of shirts that were like, it's Cleveland.
You're in Cleveland right now.
Yeah, that was it.
It was just that and a rainbow.
And then we went to, like, the arcade.
Yeah.
Which is, like, this beautiful, huge, historic
There was nothing
mall,
in there.
And there were no shops in it.
No.
There was nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in here?
All we wanted were a couple normal shops where I could get some clothes. Because it was my birthday. Underwear. I forgot underwear, too. I couldn't even find underwear anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but this is a funny thing that happened. My dad called me just to say hi. My dad and my stepmom, they were talking on speakerphone, which is really annoying, but it's the only way they know how to do it. Mm-hmm. So I put up with it. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm so tired. My dad was like, oh, I didn't tell them I was going to Cleveland because we don't have a relationship like that. And he was like, oh, you're in Cleveland? Oh, are you going to go see the Tire Museum? And I was like,
Tires?
The Tire Museum? What the fuck are you talking about? And he was like, oh, I don't know. It's Cleveland. And then like 3 minutes later in the conversation, my dad was like, oh, sorry, I meant the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I was like, and he said that like it was normal. Like he didn't realize what he did was so ridiculous. And I was like, and you got it confused for the Tire Museum? And then my stepmom started laughing and my dad felt embarrassed.
And then later on, me, Ali, and Eitan were walking across this bridge and we saw the Tire Museum.
No, we saw the Fire Museum.
Fire Museum! I flipped it in my memory. I was like, we did see a Tire Museum.
No, and we
saw the Fire Museum.
And like all of us were like,
Tire Museum is crazy. I know. What would be in there?
Tires.
Just tires.
Yeah, just all different kinds of tires.
I guess different inventions. Like maybe there's some history in the inventions.
They're like, they used to be squares.
Yeah. Rounded squares thow.
Yeah. They're like, they tried so many different shapes before they got a circle.
How come rounded square doesn't have its own shape name? Or does it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Anyway, what were you saying? I interrupted to be like, hey, there's a shape we haven't named yet, guys.
Yeah, let's get on it. Comment on the YouTube channel for the new name of the shape.
Let's name the shape and then we'll get to climate change.
Yeah, the winner of the contest gets spanked by me. But anyway, fucking... Oh, the Tire Museum.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to figure out, I was like, because he has a heavy like Boston accent or like Rhode Island, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I was like, was he saying something else? Because they were in a windy park, both on speakerphone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, were they saying something else? And I was talking to somebody and he was like, oh, did he mean guitar?
Oh, that's probably what he said.
But like
he meant music and he thought of guitar.
Yeah, like, did he say, but I feel like I was like, and you thought it was the Tire Museum?
Yeah.
And he didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, the Tire Museum? What are you talking about?
But it makes no sense that he would confuse tire with the rock and roll. It must have been guitar.
I think my dad's losing it. I think he's just fucking losing it. He was like, oh, sorry, I meant the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That whole time he was like looking up Tire Museum, couldn't find it.
Yeah, and then he's like museums in Cleveland, and then the only thing in Cleveland
he just chose the top one.
Yeah, and he was
just
like,
to connect with you more.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he just didn't want to look stupid.
Yeah,
and then in the process looked stupider.
Yeah. If he scrolled down, he would have seen the Fire Museum, and he would have been like, correction.
Yeah.
Fire. Does your dad do that?
No.
Does he speak like that?
He doesn't say correction.
I only ask because we have the same dad.
My dad would never admit that he was wrong about anything.
My dad only does it about words. He'll like, in a conversation, I don't know if I've told you this before, it feels like you're using Microsoft track changes with him. He'll be like, correction, and then he'll like go back into the sentences he said before.
Your dad is also a robot.
Yeah, he is.
I see where you get it from.
Yeah.
He laid a robot egg and you came from it.
Yeah. Here I am.
Here I am. Oh my God. It's so fucking funny.
What story should we do? Stories? What story should I tell?
Let's talk about the comments.
Oh, right.
Let's read some of the comments and then get into the post.
Yeah. Oh my God, I guess we're that far in.
Yeah, we are. We've been
All
talking
right.
for a little bit.
Maybe I'll do a story after.
Also, like, this fucking we've been blasted.
Dude, every comment is everyone's so pissed off.
Okay, so we posted a clip where we talk about when you go on 2 dates with somebody and then they demand that you explain why you don't like them. It is very hard to be nice. And so you just have to be like, I don't see it going anywhere romantically. Because somebody like...
And that's enough of an explanation.
That should be enough of an explanation.
I don't feel it working for me.
Yes.
And sometimes if you've gone on only 2 dates, you really don't know more than that you feel that way. You don't know exactly why, but you can tell. So there's actually not anything more to say except I don't see it going anywhere.
And also, the thing is, like, just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean they did something wrong.
Yes. This
you
person
know what I mean?
that... Well, it's probably like 10 different people, but the people where this has happened...
There's 104 comments on this.
Oh, I mean the 10 people that this has happened with
oh,
me.
Yeah, where you
where
just
it's
don't
like
have chemistry.
2 dates, nothing wrong with the guy, ever. Yeah. They're like great people. I had a good time. Just wasn't feeling it going in any direction like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's never like somebody did something wrong that they need to know about.
Yeah.
And maybe if there was something little I didn't like about them, that's not something to tell them because it's not something fundamentally wrong with them.
Yeah, no, it's not like...
It's not something useful for them to hear.
The vast majority of the time, it's not like you...
you need a nose job.
Yeah.
If we're gonna date.
Yeah. I just think that I don't like your profile. I don't like your profile. I saw you from the front.
Yeah.
On all of your dating app
and
pictures.
You turn a lot when we talk. So you're exacerbating this issue.
Yeah, like that's not helpful. And it's also like, it's just not productive feedback.
It's really not.
But everybody in the comments is acting like we,
like we've been dating the guy for a while.
We've been dating the guy for 5 years.
We know exactly why we're breaking up with him.
Yes.
And that it's an actual relationship. This isn't even a breakup. This is we went on 2 dates to see what we thought.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so let's read some of the insane comments.
Right. Let's take a look-see.
Oop,
you started playing it.
I started playing it by accident. Oh, and also I think I exacerbated
They've gotten meaner and meaner.
Yeah, they do. They are getting really mean. I really exacerbated it because as soon as you posted the clip, I said, "Oh my God, I can't wait for a bunch of virgins to get mad in the comments."
Yeah,
and so I think that probably made it worse.
Probably. I also, when I posted the clip, I told a couple gals, I was like, "Hey, we just posted this clip. We think people are going to be mad and misunderstand it," which did happen.
Yeah.
So can you guys comment before everyone hates us?
Yeah. No, literally. That's what happened.
Yeah. All right. So let me find a few.
This is so painfully not funny. Y'all are not even hot enough to act like this.
Oh, so many comments are like, you guys don't look good enough to have an opinion.
Yeah, I know. I know. Oh my God. And people are like, I was going to talk shit, but they already named the podcast Worthless Clowns.
And then another guy did that, and I was like, heck.
Yeah. Also, the other thing about this is that you, like, I have been watching you respond.
I got too involved.
You got so, because you run the Instagram page.
Yeah.
And, like, you comment so quickly. You come back at people so quickly. And I had a moment where I was like, is Brittany doing too much and getting too emotionally involved in this? And that's why she's responding. But I could tell that you were just doing it to like be funny and have fun.
I had fun most of it. Then the comments got really angry and I got a little bit like, are we pieces of shit? And then I'd be like, oh no, they're misinterpreting it. That's what's going on.
Yeah, everybody's misinterpreting it.
Everyone's interpreting it as us actually saying the things that we said in the video.
Yes.
Like only one person was like, it's hyperbole, obviously.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
This is what would be ridiculous to do.
Yes, exactly.
Is what we're saying.
Yeah.
We would never do this.
Oh, this is a good one. Ready? As a woman, I am embarrassed by this. A man took the time to seek feedback, probably trying to better himself in his search for love, and someone so self-obsessed was so incapable of seeing anything beyond her own rejection.
Oh, I'm protecting a guy and I'm self-obsessed?
Yeah, I know, yeah. I know. Let's see this lady. Oh, here we go. 37, divorcee, bi, ethical, non-monogamous, Cancer, chaotic good, painter, future sexologist. This
Nice.
person sounds like they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And are definitely not mentally ill.
Yeah. I looked at a bunch of profiles of the people that said like the meanest things.
Yeah.
And almost every time it was a guy whose entire profile was like cars.
I know.
Or like posting about guns.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Guns should be,
Yeah.
whatever.
They're fucking, like, every picture on their profile is a Punisher logo.
Yeah. Or they're just reposting memes related to guns and how they should be available to everybody. And
So
blah,
they
blah,
can shoot the stupid people who are recording a podcast in a basement that they have never heard of until this day.
And they're not going to listen to the pod.
No.
Another thing I noticed was a lot of the comments assume that this is a gender problem when it's not at all. Like, I could be dating a woman and not want to tell her
Yes.
that I didn't see anything in a lot of detail.
I understand.
I didn't see it in this way. I didn't see it in this way.
Yeah. I mean, that's true, but I think that there is a small part of it that is gendered, where it's like women are generally afraid of men.
Oh, that part for sure.
You
And
know?
we are worried about the comfort.
Yes.
aspect.
And like we feel like we have to like cater to men's emotions so they don't like murder us or whatever.
Yeah. I actually probably could tell, if I was dating a woman, I probably could tell them a lot more. Even if it was just, like, if they really wanted to know why, it's only been 2 dates and all it is a feeling.
Yeah.
I could probably elaborate a little
Yeah.
on how much it wasn't there.
Yeah.
But they would get it. And they'd be
Yes.
like, okay, that's helpful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like I recently went on a few dates with a comic and then I texted him and I was like, oh, like, I don't see this going anywhere. And then he was like, yeah, I could tell. Pretty shit to do it over text though. And that was it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
You also
went on
don't know what the
3
right way
dates.
is for anybody.
What, you want me to take you out
Yeah.
and hang out and then be like, hey, I don't like you and waste your day?
Yeah. That's the thing, though. You can't predict which version is going to make people feel the best. Like, some people would like to be taken out and find out in person so they have the chance to ask. But other people would be mad at you for doing that because now, like you said, you wasted their day. Why would you bring me out here? I thought it was going to be fun. Yeah. And now I'm like having a bad night or whatever.
Yes.
And it's hard to tell which one it's going to be unless you really know the person.
And I didn't know this person because we went on like 3 dates.
You don't know the person early on at all.
Yeah.
You can't tell which one is going to be best for them.
Yeah, exactly. And like personally, I'm biased because like I've dated guys in the past where it's like things were like really cool and passionate for like a month. Yeah. And then I saw like their communication with me like drop off.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hey, is this not working? Because like I would rather figure this out over text than go like shave my pussy and then go to your apartment and then get broken up with. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just feel weird generally because it's been weird. So now I'm going to act weird when I see you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so like that was weird. And then I'm like, and it was especially weird because this guy that I dated was a comic, so I have to see him around all the time. Yeah. And I'm like, he's mad at me. It's so weird.
It is weird.
These broads are scrapping the surface to be a 4. Don't flatter yourself. I think he means scraping. Yeah. Also, your responses are so funny. We will let them know of your negative assessment. Thanks.
They like called us ugly at one point as well. And I was like, we'll tell them to work on it.
Yeah.
And then one lady today was like, what the fuck? You guys are responding like you have a manager for your account. This is just your 3rd Instagram account.
Yes, it is.
You guys suck or whatever. And then I just laughed at it. Obviously, it's just fun for us to do.
I know, yeah. Obviously, it's silly. Maggie
Everyone's
Lally
taking this so seriously.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like Maggie Lally one time brought up a really great point. Past stupid guest. Yeah. She with the pop punk clip, like,
oh, we had some negative comments.
We had a lot of negative comments where they're like, yeah, obviously, like, pop punk is like, somebody was like, oh, an art form that's based in social commentary is making social commentary. Wow. Yeah. And then I was like, this is so fucking ridiculous. He's like missing the point of what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I am pointing out an obvious thing. Yeah. And then using examples. Yeah. Which is what stand-up comedy is. Yes. Yeah. It's observational comedy.
And like whittling it down to the main, you make it's a caricature of the thing. That's
yes,
all
of
it
course.
Is. Yeah.
And so like, and I'm not being like, why?
Yeah.
Why? This is so insane. And so
and
then,
you're not saying it makes it bad music or that the ideas
no,
are
I
bad.
love it.
But there's a common thread that
Yes.
pop punk music has these types of
I can love something.
juxtapositions.
Yeah, I can love something and also think it's ridiculous at the same time.
New metal. That's how I feel about new metal.
Yeah. So like, I was like talking to Maggie about it. I'm like, I want to respond to this guy. I don't know what to say, but like, it's just so funny that he's like missing the point completely. And then she's like, whenever I have guys try to explain things to me in the comments, I'm like, oh, tell me more.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're like, because then they love it. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, idiot.
If I have to,
Yeah.
if I must.
I guess I have to educate these dumb broads.
Yeah. And then it just increases the engagement. That's the other funny thing. Every comment we get on this, even though they're like, they hate us,
Yeah.
they're just increasing the views for us.
I know.
And they have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, somehow they have no idea, even though I think most people know how social media works now.
Yeah. Also, it's like, okay, this one guy's like, it's not really hard to be honest, while also not being mean. I'm not physically attracted to you, or I find you attractive, but I don't see a future with you. Things like that could help the person understand why you want to move on. First of all, why?
That's what I did. I said, you're great. I love hanging out. Don't see it going anywhere romantic.
Yeah, it's such a
it's
like...
the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And also, it's like, okay, maybe that guy doesn't mind hearing that, but if
A
I
lot of
went on a
people
few
would.
dates, if I went on a few dates with somebody, and then they were like, hey, I don't see it going anywhere because I just don't find you attractive,
Yeah.
that would hurt my feelings. I wouldn't. I
time.
feel like
That
I
would not
wouldn't
help
need
me.
to know that.
No.
You know
what am
what
I
I
gonna?
mean?
I'm gonna change.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on it.
Well, you did promise, so
Yeah. We promise we will email them. We'll send them a memo
Yeah.
with all these comments summarized, and they will work on it. Ali, you have to get a job as well. One of them said. But no,
which is so funny because I have a job.
yeah, I would only tell them things, and this again, like you would only tell them stuff if you know them well enough to know what the problems are between you two, and that this might be a problem in future relationships.
Yeah.
So I would only tell them if it was really clear to me why it didn't work,
Yeah.
and if it was something I thought they could actually change that would matter to somebody else,
Yeah.
and that I thought was a common issue.
Yeah, if he was like, if you went on a date with a guy,
Mhm.
and then every time he finished his beer, he would crush the can on his head and yell, you could be like, I don't think you should do that anymore.
And I would do that during the relationship, assuming I liked him for whatever.
If I
other
went on a
reasons.
date with a guy, I would have been like,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
a little bit weird.
Oh, yeah.
That you did that every
the
time.
one date. Yeah, I could do that for sure.
Like, that's something that you can fix. Where
Yeah.
you're like, this is seeming unhinged to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to go see you anymore.
Or if I'm like, you treated me like this, and that's why I'm ending it.
Yeah. If you showed up and then and then he was like, those pants?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you call date attire?
Yeah.
Then you could be like, yeah, you were kind of mean to me. That's something you can bring up.
Yeah, I would tell people they were mean to me if they really wanted to know why I didn't see it going anywhere romantically.
Yeah.
If it was because they were mean.
Yes.
But this guy wasn't mean.
No,
He was just
he was-
regular, nice,
Yeah.
good guy. That's
Yeah.
why I went on a second date. Anyway, should we get to the post? We're running out
Yeah,
of
let's get
time.
to the post.
We're just ranting about the comments.
I know.
We've been holding this in for 4 days.
I know.
Just reading these comments. Just
Just-
letting it wash all over me. Just let it wash. That's a callback to when I got possessed in a different episode.
When you like started sounding like a black pastor, being like, "Oh Lord, let it wash over me."
I don't know what happened.
It was so strange, and also you say it on the podcast, and I didn't like acknowledge that you did that, and we only realized while watching the podcast that you did a really ridiculous thing.
I know.
Like
Somehow it wasn't like clear as we were talking.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here's the post from an internet user from Reddit.
An internet user. Dude, if we ever have a soundboard, I want to make like a internet user.
Oh, you like that for him? Okay.
Well, we can.
I wanted it to be like internet user.
we can talk about it.
Yeah.
I want a soundboard so bad. Write in the comments if you think we should get a soundboard. Oh, you just dribbled
What? No,
on
I
your
didn't.
pants. Yeah, I fucking saw it, dude. Don't gaslight me. Look, it's right
But it
there.
didn't come from my mouth. It came from the beer.
Oh, okay.
That's dribbling is from the mouth.
Dribbling.
Look it up.
You got all defensive about it. Okay, anyway, internet user
All right.
from Am I the Asshole at reddit.com.
It's about a travel situation. A friend of a couple years invited me to Florida recently for a long girls trip weekend. She said she just wanted to chill, sit in the sun, read books, relax, girl stuff. I put the girl stuff in thing.
Oh, I'm like, is that girl stuff? Reading a book?
Going to Claire's for 45 minutes, looking at snake rings and toenail rings.
Toenail rings? Damn.
We both agreed ahead of time it was totally cool if one of us wanted to do something and the other didn't. Great trip the first 2 days. We sat at the pool both days. On the third day, I told her I just wanted to stay in the room and read my book. She acted a little offended and asked if I was okay. I explained I was perfect and just wanted to read my book in the AC and chill. She asked me several more times before heading to the pool if there was a problem and if I was okay.
I hate when people do this.
Same.
I hate when people are like...
every time they ask and I respond, I sound more like there's a problem.
Yeah, because I'm like...
I'm trying to put emphasis
everything's
on
fine.
It. Yeah. For them, but then they're like, now she's being assertive about it.
Yeah. And you're like, there wasn't a problem, but now there is.
Yes.
Because you keep fucking asking me.
Exactly. Because you don't believe me for some reason.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
You think I'm being passive?
Yeah.
I want to read my book in the AC and chill. And now I sound like I'm going to snap.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And then you throw a chair.
Yeah.
Maxim loved that one. Yeah. I went on a date last night and Maxim was like, oh, I hope he doesn't throw a chair at you. Yeah. Which was so absurd.
That's what I think every time you go on a date, Ali.
That's
when I'm like, how was it? I'm like,
please don't say chair. Please don't say chair.
What I'm really asking was there a chair involved?
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. I was like, he threw a chair at me. Consensually. I'm into that. That's actually the sweetest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. That's the sweetest thing anybody's ever said to me. It's like, I really hope he doesn't throw a chair at Ali.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm trying to sleep and I just have these images of chairs.
Yeah.
You're not in it. It's just chairs
just
in
chairs
the air.
Flying around and you're laying in bed like,
yeah. Okay, so she asked me several more times before heading to the pool if there was a problem and if I was okay. I assured her all was well. Within 10 minutes of being at the pool, she sent a text saying we could go to the beach instead if that helped. I told her maybe later, but again, I just want to chill and read in bed.
In the AC.
A little later, she came back to the room and asked me again if I was okay.
Oh my God.
I'm really pissed.
I'm mad. I'm upset.
Assured her again. She headed back to the pool and texted me again, asking if there's a problem.
Are you sure you're okay?
I told her there wasn't, but there was going to be if she kept asking me.
That's what I said.
I know, now she's about to snap.
And now she's about to snap.
God, this is crazy.
She's going to like shit on her
This
pillow.
is like at least 15 times already.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
She laughed and said, okay.
You know what this lady reminds me of? My dog.
Yeah.
My dog is
good?
like...
Just walks up to you every few minutes.
Is everything okay over here?
We're cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You still love me? Okay, sick.
Was it weird earlier when I bit your hand?
I noticed that we were snuggling and then you turned the other way. Is that okay? Yeah. Is everything okay? Did I do something wrong? God, I love you, Mom.
I forgot your answer before. Is this cool?
Yeah. I have to emotionally reassure my scared dog all the time.
Okay. She laughed, said okay. When she came back to the room later, she asked me again.
Oh my God.
I then texted my husband and told him she was on my nerves and ruining the last day of vacay for me because I really hadn't been able to relax and read.
She should have, wow, reading is really important to these people. I always bring a book on vacation.
I never read it. Same. I started reading the book last week in Washington.
Same.
The book. That made it sound like I didn't bring a book at all.
I started reading the book. Like all suspicious. Like, yeah, I love looking at those words and turning those pages a lot.
In the book.
Right, guys?
We all know the book.
You just think it's one book that everybody's reading. And you're like, God, why is everybody reading this book? Must be a good book. Anyway.
Anytime I'm like not feeling like socially connected people, I'm like, it's my fault. I haven't read the book.
You're like, that's what everybody's talking about over here. She should have sent this text to her husband, to her friend, and acted like it was an accident.
Well, okay, let's hear the rest.
Oh!
I then locked my phone and put it face down on the bed and went to take a shower before dinner. When I got out of the shower, the air in the room was different. Because somebody turned my AC off.
All I wanted to was to read the book in the AC.
Okay. She was huffily packing up all her stuff and left to make a phone call. I asked her if everything was good when she came back and was told she was just tired of two-faced bitches.
Oh, Lordy.
She told me
Let it
she'd
wash over
grabbed
me.
my phone when I was in the shower.
What?
We tried to talk it out after she said I was an awful person for talking about her behind her back. I agreed I shouldn't have done that, but was venting to my spouse just to get it off my chest.
And also, she was complaining that she didn't feel bad.
She was, yes.
She was complaining that she had no problem with you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she should have been like...
She was confirming everything she said to the original person.
Yeah, no, she's not being like, this fucking stupid cunt won't leave me alone.
She asked me if I was okay the first time, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
And I let it continue, and here's where we're at.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't bad at all.
Exactly.
She said she couldn't trust me. I again apologized and said the feeling was actually mutual because she picked up my phone and intended to snoop. My phone and any conversation I have with my husband were and are none of her business.
True.
She said she only picked up my phone to make sure I was really okay. This lady would never believe... She's never going to believe it.
No, she's never going to believe it, dude.
That's still not a good enough reason for me to invade someone's privacy, but by the end of the evening, we both owned our mistakes and said we'd start fresh. We flew home together the next day, and she hugged me and said she loved me when we left the airport.
Dude, wait, what if on the plane she was writing a letter, but huge? Like in the seat in front of her about her.
We're writing in really big text font on her phone.
Yeah, she has like the old people text. Mm-hmm. And it's being like, this dumb cunt.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Like trying to give her a taste of her own medicine.
So they proceeded.
She's writing with a big quill.
Yeah.
Sorry. Continue.
Or one of those fun gel friends or pens that were all French.
Gel friends.
Gel friends. Those gel pens.
Dude, we're gel friends.
From middle school that were all friendshipy.
Yeah. And they were like all thick and
you'd be like, want to use my pen? She hands her a pen.
Did you hear what
I
said?
What did you say? Thick and
like,
wet?
They're all thick and wet.
They were.
They were thick and wet, and they were like sparkly gel.
Yeah.
Dude, we gotta get gel pens.
They were always too light of a color to make them actually like legible.
I feel like there was like blue ones and like purple ones, and you're like, purple's fun. Blue's just kind of like a pen.
First, you try and get a toe ring with me as a friendship thing. Now you want to get gel pens?
Yeah, dude, we're bringing back the 90s.
Ally is so weird.
I am weird.
Okay.
And guess what? I don't know. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
So she hugged me. She said she loved me when we left the airport. She then proceeded to unfriend me on Facebook and said she could just never trust me again after what I did. I completely acknowledged it was crappy.
Talk about two-faced bitches.
Oh, yeah. Love you. Oh, my God. You have to let me know what happens with Dallas, your dog.
What?
I don't know. I'm not good at improv. I completely acknowledge it was crappy of me to complain about her to my husband. Not at that point, it wasn't. I would have...
But she's just like trying to cover her tracks and like save this friendship because her friend's really, really pissed off about a really dumb thing.
Yeah. But she would never have known if she hadn't gone through my phone. True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fuck around and find out kind of thing.
Yeah.
She fucked around, she found out, and she was upset about it.
Yeah.
You know?
And she was upset. She didn't even try and apologize for how annoying she was being.
No, yeah.
Like, the other person didn't seem to care that this person was having such a hard time with how the other person was treating her.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
This reminds me of the trip I went on to Vermont. I've told you about this before.
Oh, yeah.
With a friend. And,
oh my God.
Dropped my phone.
Unplugged.
Yeah. We were like pretty close.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if I've talked about that on the pod.
I don't think so.
We went to Vermont. We were pretty close. It was like a fun girly time.
Fun girly time.
You know?
Gel pens, Polly Pockets, toe rings.
Pocket.
Yeah.
High stepper. We spent the whole time just picking up high stepper. Just helping out high stepper. Trying to get her to the right shoes to like balance right.
Yeah, and you're like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah. It was really fun. Kind of. But then there were lots of moments on the trip where Actually, I don't know if this is related or not, but it ended the same way, kind of. I just realized, like, my friend
hated your guts.
Hated me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the things I remember the most, because they were the most ridiculous, where we were, like, driving down the street, down the highway or whatever.
Driving down the street.
And we're listening to, like, Backstreet Boys, and we're both singing along. It's, like, probably her idea, you know? And I'll go along with anything. I think everything's fun and stupid and doesn't make any real sense, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
And you're like, it's gonna be May.
Yeah.
Is that Backstreet Boys?
Backstreet's back.
All right.
I think it's gonna be May, might be NSYNC.
I don't know. I can't tell any
I
of those
said
guys
May
apart.
instead of me.
Oh, yeah.
Because
It sounds like, it's gonna be May. Yeah.
So we're singing, like, Backstreet's back. All right. Should I do the whole thing?
Mm-hmm. No, keep going. You're doing great. We don't even have to play the song. Let's make sure everybody knows what song we're talking about.
When I listen to it alone in my apartment, I do that part.
I do also sometimes sing instrumental parts. Earlier today, to my friend who's over, I was like, do you know that Janet Jackson song? It's like, every girl at the party, look at my body. All right. There's gonna dink-a-dang-dang. Because I didn't remember the words. And he's like, no, I don't know that song.
I think you did that to me the other day, too, and it took me forever to remember what it was.
Because I don't know any of the words.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
all right.
Edit. 1, 2, 3. Okay, anyway, now we're just making noises on the pod.
I love corn. it's like that clip where that's how the corn song goes.
Yeah, we're like,
Freak
do
on
you
a leash.
know that song by Korn that's like, all the girls at the party, look at that body, shaking that thing, everybody, beep, 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 edit.
I was trying so hard to think of a Korn lyric to put in at that time, but you were like interfering with everything. My mental space was completely interfered with.
Sorry.
And on pause.
All the girls at the party, look at that party, feeling like a freak on a leash.
So I'm on this trip and we're singing Backstreet Boys and we're both loving it.
Yeah, you're having a good time.
Yeah. If anything, she's leading this, like, let's do this. I want to do this.
She's like, I've seen this in movies.
I saw this in a movie. This is how you become friends.
Yeah.
Then we're going to talk about boys next to the river.
We're going to braid each other's hair and get our periods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we stop and we get out of the car. And as I'm getting out of the car, I'm still kind of humming Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
I'm like thinking, oh, that was fun what we were just doing.
Yeah.
Like a minute ago.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about that. That's what I was doing. And she's like, can you stop humming?
Oh my gosh.
She yelled at me for like continuing to think about the time we just
she's
had.
like, this is not a part of the movie.
Yeah. It's not in the script that was in her head.
Yeah, she's like, this is not a part of the movie that I thought was the whole thing.
I think that was the whole problem. Like, she had an idea of exactly how it was going to go. And anytime I was like slightly off from that, she got really mad. Like, to the level of this Backstreet Boys thing.
She's like, now we're going to go into a boutique and try on a bunch of hats.
Yeah. That's so funny. She started crying one day because I told her before
you have to
the
do
trip.
Like 2 hours of work.
I had to do 2 hours of work. I told her before the trip, I was like, I'm not going to work at all, but there is one day where I have to like do about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And she was cool with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even if she wasn't cool with it, I need to do this.
Yeah.
Why do you get to tell me what to do on my trip? we had to spend every moment together.
Oh my God, she was being Betty.
Yeah, well, and that
lady,
girl is Betty.
Yeah, that girl is Betty, but Betty
You can't be Betty though if you're a human at all.
Yeah, you're right.
Betty also doesn't snap at you when you're like,
no,
I'm fine.
Yeah, no, Betty's just like,
yeah,
she just like looks at you all doe-eyed and shit.
And then another,
she puts her little ears back like a T-Rex.
Yeah, there was also a point where we were like trying to figure out what we owed each other. Something weird happened with the money.
Yeah,
we're trying to figure out what we owed each other, and she was like, I'll figure it out, and like started calculating it. And I watched her calculating it, and I was like, oh, well, I think that might not be right. And I wasn't saying like, you're wrong. But I was like, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work out that way because of this. And she was like, oh, okay. And then we both were like doing it. Something about it was really complicated. I can't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
But I knew that she was doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And she would not look at what I did or let me try and explain like why. Oh, and she was just getting pissed at me.
She was like, you owe me $1,000
about math.
Yeah.
And it was like a lot of money.
Yeah.
It wasn't like $10 difference.
It was probably like a rental car and an Airbnb and like a bunch of shit.
Like the amount she was saying I owed her back was a ton.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have to correct it if I know it's wrong.
Yeah, of course.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And she got so pissed that I was like, I think it might be different. She wouldn't listen to what I said.
Yeah.
And she was like wouldn't talk to me after that. And then we got home and she's like, oh, I was like driving the rental car and we were just stressed from like driving home to New York on a Sunday. There was like traffic and stuff. And I drop her off and she's like getting her stuff out. And then I'm just at the front of the car waiting for her to get her stuff out. And then she's like, aren't you going to like get out and give me a hug or something?
Oh my God.
I'm also like, you could have like come to me as well.
Yeah.
Why are you like, anyway, we hug and she says goodbye and it's like, it's all good or whatever. And then I don't hear from her like at all.
Ever again.